What's up YouTube? It's Chauncey Hall here and welcome to part 2 of my NBA mock draft. We did 1 through 5 last time, so if you didn't see that, I'll leave a link in the description and go watch that before you watch this. Before I get into the video, I just want to say that I hit 50 subscribers the other day, and I just want to thank you guys for all your support, the likes, the comments. As a small channel, that really means a lot because it gives me motivation to keep doing this. Alright, so jumping right into the mock draft, at number 6 we have the Sacramento Kings. And the player I believe the Kings should select if they are to get the 6th pick in the NBA draft is Marvin Bagley. Now, Marvin Bagley is a 6'11" power forward / center that plays for Duke. For the season, Marvin Bagley is averaging 21.2 points, 11.3 rebounds, 1.5 assists, just under 1 steal, just under 1 block, shooting 61% from the field and 38% from behind the 3-point line. Alright, so as far as strengths go, when you watch Marvin Bagley, the thing that stands out immediately is that he's crazy athletic. That athleticism makes him very useful in the NBA right away, especially in pick and roll situations, as he can go over alley-oops pretty easily. Something else I want to say about Marvin Bagley is that he's a very smart player, but I think that's sometimes overshadowed by his amazing athleticism. So far, he's shown to be very capable of passing out of double teams and finding the open man for a good look. Something else I want to say is that he's not completely reliant on his athleticism to be good. He's shooting 39% from behind the college 3-point line, and that leads me to believe that he'll be able to knock down the NBA 3-pointer with at least some consistency in the future. Also, he's not afraid to put the ball on the floor, which makes me believe that he can become a pretty versatile scorer in the NBA. I only really have one major concern for him, and that's his defense. He's averaging less than a block this season, and that's pretty bad for someone who's as crazy athletic as him. Also, looking at some of the top power forwards in the NBA right now, most of them are also solid rim protectors. Anthony Davis and Kristaps Porzingis immediately come to mind. But Marvin Bagley has all the physical tools to be an elite rim protector one day. It's just a matter of coaching. Now, on to why I think the Kings should draft him, I only really have one reason. The first is simple. The Kings are still in the talent acquisition stage of their rebuild, and Marvin Bagley has the highest upside of any player left in this draft. Also, he's an extremely safe pick because he has a very high motor and you can't teach athleticism like he has. That will, at the least, make him a serviceable rebounder in the NBA. Alright, so that's number 6, Marvin Bagley to the Sacramento Kings. Now moving on to number 7, which I have belonging to the Dallas Mavericks. And the player I believe that the Mavericks should select if they are to get the 7th overall pick is Mikal Bridges. Mikal Bridges is a 6'7" small forward who's currently playing at Villanova. For the season, he's currently averaging 18 points, 5.4 rebounds, 2 assists, 1.6 steals, 1.1 blocks, shooting 51% from the field and 44% from behind the 3-point line. As far as strengths go for Mikal Bridges, the biggest thing I can mention for him is that he's a very solid shooter. He's shooting 44% from the 3-point line, as I said earlier, but he's also taking 6 attempts a game. That not only shows that he's efficient from the college 3-point line, but he's very comfortable with that shot. Another strength that I'd list for Mikal Bridges is that he's an above average defender. He plays very well within a team's defensive scheme, as well as having good awareness to pick up steals and good defensive instincts to go for blocks. Another positive I want to say for him is that he knows his role and he plays into it very well. He's a great 3-and-D guy and a pretty good slasher. Luckily for him, that's one of the most important roles in basketball today. As far as negatives go, I really only have one, and that's that he doesn't really seem to have a great handle and he's not that great at creating his own shot. He really hasn't improved on this since he's been in school, and I believe not being able to create his own shot really limits his potential offensively. Now on to the reason I think the Mavericks should take him. I think he'd be a great fit next to Dennis Smith Jr. at the 2. Dennis Smith Jr. doesn't seem like he's going to be all that great a defender in the NBA, and Mikal Bridges can provide some relief on that end of the floor, since he's shown the tools to one day become a really good defender in the NBA. The other reason I think the Mavericks should pick him is because at 7, he's the safest pick left in this draft. He doesn't have great superstar potential since he doesn't seem to be able to create his own shot, but he does have all-star potential, and at the very least, he'll become a very solid 3-and-D player in the NBA. But that's number 7, Mikal Bridges to the Dallas Mavericks. Now moving on to number 8, which will belong to the Chicago Bulls. Now the player I think the Chicago Bulls should select if they are to get the 8th pick in the NBA draft is Wendell Carter Jr. Wendell Carter is a 6'10" power forward / center that currently plays for Duke. For the season, he's averaging 13.6 points, 9.2 rebounds, 2.1 assists, 2.1 blocks, shooting 56% from the field and 44% from behind the 3-point line. Alright, so for Wendell Carter Jr., I think his biggest strength lies in his versatility as a big man. On the offensive end, he's shown the ability to score from many different places on the floor, as well as be a playmaker and help initiate offense for his team. On the defensive end, he has all the tools to be a very solid rim protector in the NBA. as he's shown great defensive instincts when attempting to block shots. My one real concern for him going into the NBA is that he doesn't have great athleticism. Specifically, how well will he do guarding more athletic bigs, and will he be able to run out and guard stretch 4s and 5s? Now on to why I think the Bulls should select him. And the first reason I have is that he's a great fit with their young core for the future, and he's especially a great fit next to Lauri Markkanen. The Bulls do have some good shooters on their rosters, and I think pairing that with Wendell Carter's passing ability, especially from the post, is just a great combination. I also think because of that ability, he'll fit really well into the Bulls system. But that's number 8. Now moving on to number 9, that will belong to the New York Knicks. And the player I believe the Knicks should select if they are to pick here in the draft is Kevin Knox. Kevin Knox is a 6'9" small forward who currently plays for Kentucky. This season he averaged 15.7 points, 5.3 rebounds, 1.5 assists. He shot 44% from the field and 34% from behind the 3-point line. I'm just going to go right into why I think the Knicks should draft him, because it's easiest to explain this pick that way. To put it simply, the Knicks really need a small forward, and Kevin Knox has the highest potential of any left in his draft. He also adds athleticism, which the Knicks are in desperate need of, and he has great shooting mechanics and seems like he'll be a decent shooter in the NBA one day. And the Knicks are one of the worst 3-point shooting teams in the league, so they really need that. He has great length, and though he's inconsistent, he's shown the potential to be a good defender one day. I think he's still pretty raw offensively, and if he is going to develop into something special, I think that might take a year or two in the NBA. But as long as he's improving year by year, I don't think that'll be a problem for the Knicks, because they aren't contending anytime soon anyway. So that's number 9, Kevin Knox going to the Knicks. Now moving on to number 10, which would belong to the Charlotte Hornets. And the player I believe they should select if they are to pick here is Miles Bridges. Now, Miles Bridges is a 6'6" forward who is currently playing for Michigan State. This season, Miles Bridges averaged 17.1 points, 7 rebounds, 2.1 assists, shot 45% from the field, and 36% from behind the 3-point line. I'm going to again start with why I think this team should pick him, because I think it's easier to explain the pick that way. And once again, to put it simply, he's the best prospect at a position of need for them. Another reason I think Miles Bridges would be a great pick for this team is because they're not rebuilding, and he's one of the more NBA-ready prospects in this draft. I think he's best suited playing the 3, but he has the size and strength to play the 4 in small ball lineups. He's also a fairly solid defender and can defend 1 through 4 as well. He's a pretty good overall rebounder in college, but he does have a short wingspan, so I worry whether that translates to the NBA. But also, he has great explosiveness, so that might not be a problem. Another thing that I worry about is how much better he'll get in the NBA. He's in his sophomore season at Michigan State, and a lot of his numbers haven't gotten better, and some have even gone down. But that's it for the number 10 pick, Charlotte Hornets, Miles Bridges. And that's also the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know down in the comments who you think is going where. This channel is about discussions. I always want to hear you guys' opinion. If you enjoyed it, go ahead and like it. If you enjoy NBA videos, go ahead and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time.